GS number 10. I live in Bangalore. I don't owe him any money. We agree with them. We don't believe in his innocence. You forgot too quickly, I don't you? You don't claim that they are guilty, do you? He enjoys playing football. He doesn't recognize the picture. She cooks very well. She doesn't sound surprised. It belongs to their family. It doesn't amuse him. They trust you. They don't deserve this reward. I wrote my name in the book. I didn't shut the door. We discussed the matter for some time. We didn't test the blood. You knocked at the door, didn't you? You didn't attempt to escape, did you? He heard a dog barking. He did not suggest that I should bring it. She stayed in bed till 10. She didn't avoid meeting him. It dropped down from her hand. It didn't prevent him from going away. They asked for his permission to do it. They didn't wash it clean. One of my friends saved her from the accident. Some of her friends raised the curtains. A lot of people struggle to get to the top. My car breaks down too often. Every boy wants to be a fighter. Several things he said annoyed her. The owner of the shop doesn't go out of there. The owner of the shop doesn't go out of there. Something on the floor made me look down. The window didn't need painting. Your hair wants cutting. Her shoes don't need cleaning. I will wash the dishes tomorrow. I won't ride motorcycle from now on. We will move it another place. We won't describe the plan to him. You will bring me a present, won't you? You won't dig up the ground, will you? He'll manage to get free after some time. He won't rue the place anymore. She will spoil the evening. She won't reach top at all. It will come true someday. It won't please him at all. They will build a new road. They won't know that you had phoned. I would pick up the small ones. I won't strike a bargain with them. We would let him go a little early. We won't attend the meeting. You would weigh her baggage, wouldn't you? You wouldn't remind him to do it, would you? Hud would stay home today. He would stay home today. He wouldn't try to repair it. She would discuss the matter with them. She wouldn't ring the bell. They would consult him on important matters. They wouldn't have the lights on. I can throw it to you. I can't catch it. I could tell the difference. I couldn't bear to keep his company. We can tie this to that. We can tie this to that. We can't give any discount. We could fit the parts together. We could pull out this tooth. We couldn't pull out this tooth. We couldn't pull out this tooth. You can set them free. You can't forgive her for that. You could enjoy the holiday, couldn't you? You couldn't even spread the bed properly. He can hope for their sympathy. He can't expect that she will support him. He can't expect that she will support him. He could do it over the weekend. He couldn't describe the journey. He can clean the wound. She can drink all of it. She can't decide which to choose. She could pick up the child. She couldn't chase that 100-rupee note. It can split this long in two. It can't increase your sales. That iron bar could serve as a tool. It couldn't earn money for him. They can ring for the room service. They can't threaten to rise up against the government. They could sleep soundly. They couldn't put an end to the ugly going on. I may win a prize this time. I may not accept their offer. I might spend some time with them. I might spend some time with them. I might not join that company. We may sell our house next year. We may not attend the meeting. We might lie down for a bit. We might not get a discount. You may get it this time. You may not like to give up working. You might think we are fools. You might think we are fools. You might not find it interesting. He may force the door open. He may not keep this a strict secret. He might shut his eyes. He might not apply for it. She may lose her job. She may not open the cover. She might accuse him of it. She might not look in the newspaper. It may give way to full play. This key may not fit this lock. It might shock him. It might not blow up the building. They may think that she was there. They may not adopt a favorable attitude. They might elect him chairman. They might not boil the water. I used to oppose his ideas. I never used to send New Year cards. We used to watch them go. We never used to stay in the hotels like this. You used to take it as a joke. You never used to take advantage of our lesson. He used to demand that we should respect him. He never used to behave nicely. She used to press him to do things like this. She used to press him to do things like this. She used to press him to do things like this. She never used to press him like this. She never used to admit her faults. 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 It used to kill cockroaches. It never used to lean to a side like this. They used to quarrel about petty matters. They never used to lie on his income. I must clear away the rubbish. I must clear away the rubbish. I mustn't smoke cigarettes. I needn't do this actually. We must warn him about it. We mustn't slip away without telling them. We didn't hide these things from her. You must catch a taxi. You mustn't hit it with a hammer. You needn't act on their advice. He must try to be careful. He mustn't express his irritation like this. She needn't come. She must remember that. She mustn't stop now. She needn't rush. This order mustn't limit the powers of the police. It mustn't happen anymore. It needn't wrong you at all. They must arrange for his stay. They mustn't argue with them. They needn't repeat everything that the teacher says. I should call a doctor. I shouldn't wrap them up. We should cut that rope. We shouldn't agree on a price. You should explain it in English. You shouldn't take note of his remarks. He should hand in his tickets. He shouldn't unpack these books. She should save some money. She oughtn't to introduce us to him. It should amount to a hug sum. It shouldn't depend on his fancies. They should check with our office. They shouldn't make this trip. I will have learned to speak French by the year end. I won't have pick up the children from school by then. We will have become rich by this time next year. We won't have solved the problem before you return. You will have washed up the dishes in an hour, won't you? You won't have moved into the new house by Tuesday, will you? He will have passed the driving test by next Sunday. He won't have changed his dress by now. Will he? She will have bolted the door by then. She won't have finished putting on her makeup. It will have cooled down by now. It won't have boiled by then. They will have replaced the bulb by the weekend. They won't have sent out all the letters by now. They won't have sent out all the letters by now. I can't have raised the money by them. I couldn't have left the door open. We can't have finished the job by next Sunday. We couldn't have emptied the jar. You can't have kept it a secret for long. You couldn't have seen me. He can't have treated her badly. He couldn't have marketed it urgent. She can't have shouted at me. She couldn't have done all the by herself. It can't have disappeared. It couldn't have dropped down from the clouds. They can't have examined your case already. They couldn't have done it without his knowledge. I could have helped her with the cooking if she wanted. We could have given the baby his bath. You should have pretended to be her brother. You could have pretended to be her brother. She could have kept an eye on her baggage. She could have kept from sending that letter for a day more. It could have happened without his knowledge. They could have managed it somehow. I must have spelled it correctly. We must have done it in the wrong way. You must have lost your way. He must have collected a hug, some as donation. She must have an explanation for all this. It must have smelt fault. They must have posted the cash book by now. I needn't have taken so much trouble to do it. We needn't have started so early. You needn't have worried. He needn't have worked so hard on this. She needn't have hurried. It needn't have bothered him so much. They needn't have made all those arrangements. They needn't have made all those arrangements. They needn't have made all those arrangements. I may have said those things. I may not have started by that time. We may have spoken to the wrong person. We may not have left the office before then. You may have got thinner by the time you get back. You may not have reached there by morning. You may not have reached there by morning. He may have changed his mind. He may not have begun the lesson now. She may have forgotten to the whole thing. She may not have finished it by now. It may have slipped this mind. It may not have started raining by May. They may have done their packing before you get there. They may not have waited for him. I should have put the baby to bed earlier. I should have put the baby to bed earlier. I should have put the baby to bed earlier. I shouldn't have grumbled about the salary so much. We should have reported him to the police at once. We shouldn't have hung the washing outside. You should have renewed your license in time. You shouldn't have laughed in their face in that way. He should have opened his new shop there. He shouldn't have defended their policies. She should have burned those letters. She shouldn't have attacked his views like that. It should have happened a few days back. It shouldn't have looked so simple. They should have divided the profits. They shouldn't have offered him a lift.